From the east, house of light, may wisdom dawn in us, so we may see all things in clarity. From the north, house of night, may wisdom ripen in us, so we may know all from within. From the west, house of transformation, may wisdom be transformed into right action, so we may do what must be done. From the south, house of the eternal sun, may right action reap the harvest, so we may enjoy the fruits of planetary being. From above, house of heaven, where star people and ancestors gather, may their blessings come to us now. From below, house of earth, may the heartbeat of her crystal core bless us with harmonies to end all war. From the center, galactic source, which is everywhere at once, may everything be known as the light of mutual love. Ayum Hunab Ku Eva Maya E Ma Ho. Ayum Hunab Ku Eva Maya E Ma Ho. Ayum Hunab Ku Eva Maya E Ma Ho. All hail the harmony of mind and nature.
Welcome, welcome, welcome to my tiny house village. I'm Beata, and that was the indigenous prayer of the seven galactic directions of our universe. I love that prayer. Lisa, my kin with the Synchronistic Human Family, created that for me, so I'm so grateful for her creativity. Thank you for joining me this morning. It's a beautiful cloudy day in Florida, and we are here this morning with lots of good news for you, because you're going to start seeing a lot of fear-mongering tactics. They're already talking about this big ship that a virus showed up on. The weirdest story behind this is about a Dutch couple going to a dumpster to watch birds or something and catching the virus and then bringing it back on the ship. It's the craziest story. Sounds a little bit like COVID. Anyway, if you're not ready for the fear, it's time to get ready, because they've already started. They had some anonymous person show up this morning on my phone talking about this virus is nothing to be worried about. And then he proceeds to tell you all the things that you should be worried about. It's like crazy times. But here in the village, we're promoting evolution and growth. And so if you're ready to grow, hang with me here. Because in the village, the Ardis Tiny House Village, it's all, and the Synchronistic Human Family, which I'm a part of, it's all about growth. I have at least 2 or 3 people in my life who are not wanting to grow, and they're just suffering. And I want to like pull them and say, listen, your suffering will end. Well, I am doing that, but they're not listening. And so the suffering continues. Welcome to the village. Let me just share my journey this far that has helped me evolve to this place. 320 square feet of pure joy after 4,000 square feet of house cleaning and pool and 2-car garage. Done with that. Let's welcome you to the village.
cook enha 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 kabos enli so ora corona cook cross cado enha na cook kabora enha na cook kabuch enha.
So come on in, come on in. We welcome you and your family and all those who are ready to evolve. It's time, it's past time to evolve because they're starting the fear mongering, as I said. And if you are not ready mentally first to resist the fear that you're not going to die from a virus, and this thing is not going to kill anybody, even though they're mentioning 2 people died. The Dutch couple that went to a dumpster to view a bird or something, bird watching or some crazy thing, they're dead. So we're going to hear about death in the coming months because that's how they scare you. You know, if you die, that's the worst thing that could happen to you. When actually, Eastern philosophy says death is just a continuation of a journey that our soul is on. So my goal in my platform here, Viata's Tiny House Village, is to help us come out of the fear of going into an eternal journey after we leave this body temple. But while we're in this temple, let us together do the best we can to strengthen, heal, renew. And I'm going to show you while we do our joint rolling a few tricks you can do to strengthen your immune system in case you're not ready for the quote virus. Really, it's a fear. If you're not ready for the fear campaign that is beginning with the ship on the water, let's be a metaphor for that. Starts with the ship on the water. And we're all, hey, listen to this. We're all in relationships in the water. There's 90%, 80% water in these bodies. So if you think about this so-called Vanner virus, whatever they're calling it, it starts on a ship in the water over in Europe or somewhere, and they're gonna talk about how it's spreading and killing people. But we are in a relationship with ourselves. And I'm not gonna answer that because I'm in a show. And so we're in a relationship, this ship, with ourselves mainly and with the universe. So I want you to watch the heart Taurus that I'm going to play while we do our joint rolling, because this is the relationship that we should be really focusing on, not the ship in the water that's carrying tourists and people who want to be entertained, who catch a virus and die. No, that ship is already sailed, let's just say. And so the ship we want to focus on is the heart Taurus, the ship relationship with the aura around us, the energy, let's see, the energy. Okay, let me just deal with that later. The energy that we're putting out, the broadcast. What are you broadcasting is the question. What are you broadcasting every day to solve some of the so-called problems of our society, of our earth? I talked on Wednesday. If you missed that show, please go back, about the fentanyl crisis and how we solve that. And we can do what we do today, joint rolling, consciously improving our body health, our strength, and consciously activating a pure, loving broadcast to the world, really. When enough of us are doing this, we're going to have more peace and we're going to end all war, as that prayer states. So let us prepare, get in a comfortable position. You can stand too if you like. You can always do joint rolling standing. You're just moving in a different way than you are if you're sitting or laying on your back. So let us prepare to watch the heart Taurus. I like this beautiful piano music, and I think it was one of my sisters said she liked the piano music. So I'm going to play that again, see how that feels for you to keep up your joint rolling and your Tai Chi and your movements to activate this immune system, get your lymphatic system flowing. You're not going to have problems with a virus of any kind, bacteria of any kind, if everything is flowing in your body. If your circulation is moving, your lymphatic system is draining properly every day, and that's through movement. If your spirit, your mind has healthy thoughts, you're not going to have to worry about a virus. Trust me. And that starts by not putting a bunch of chemicals in your body. My grandson, a quick grandma story. I have to share these just to get them out. My grandson came yesterday. He said his stomach was hurting for 5 days. Now, he wasn't here the whole 5 days. He was with his mom and his stepdad half the time. And yesterday before school, he said, my stomach's hurting. So grandma's like, oh, what can I do? Mistake. What can I do? And so he went to school basically not eating breakfast and not eating the fruit that grandma had put out. So I went yesterday, found a seeded watermelon. Oh, it tastes so good. Cut it all up, put it in the fridge. And when he came home from school, I said, okay, grandma bought you watermelon. This is what you should have for dinner. Just if your stomach is still hurting, just eat watermelon. He said, oh, my stomach's not hurting. Okay, you can eat the watermelon anyway. Do you know he refused to eat watermelon? His dad fixed him his typical dinner, and then he always goes right to the freezer for ice cream after dinner. This is what Dad keeps. And then this morning, Dad put out the watermelon, and he still didn't want to eat the watermelon this morning. I do make hot chocolate for him, which is moringa. It has moringa and vitamin C and all. That's the only healthy thing he really accepts from grandma. Most of the time is hot chocolate. So grandma has to tap out rejection, disappointment all the time, because I am not here to control anybody, not even my grandchildren, because I'm the fifth wheel of 4 parents who are trying to raise these 2 children. So I take a deep breath this morning and join you, the mature audience, the conscious ones I believe are watching, and the conscious ones are here to raise the vibration of the planet. That's what we're doing here every Friday morning, Sunday night, Wednesday. We're raising the vibration of the planet, starting with us. And this heart Taurus that we're going to watch is a reminder of how powerful your aura and the energy that you carry within you is when you are consciously loving yourself and giving yourself everything it needs to survive, even viruses and bacteria, all that. So let's take a deep breath first. Through your nose, breathe in. This is the most important practice you can develop, I think, in your lifetime to help you deal with stress and disease, is learning how to do rhythmic, deep breathing. Breathe in, hold it for 4, and let go for 4, and hold it for 4. That's a standard rhythm for deep breathing. 1, 2, 3, 4 in, hold it for 4, and let go for 4, and hold it for 4. So we want you to keep that up, and you can go 2 in, 2 out, but just keep up your deep breathing. Practice now so that when you're out in traffic, this becomes natural. Oh, breathe, breathe, breathe. I was cleaning, helping a friend, sort of a friend, clean out her townhouse because she was moving. This was the last day. This was like a rush thing. She calls me, oh, I need help. I have to get out of this apartment today. And so I said, okay, I'm not busy. I went over there, cleaned 2 bathrooms, 2.5 bathrooms, got the mildew off the tile. And she was on her way from Clearwater, which is about a 2-hour drive on a very busy road, I-4 in Orlando area. So she's calling me 2 hours away and said, just get over there. My friend's there already. Long story short, when she arrived, she was in so much stress from being in traffic. And I suggested to her, because she was really acting like a bee, a real bee. And I suggested to her, just take some deep breaths. You know what she said? I don't want to take any deep breaths. Just like my grandchildren. So am so used to dealing with adult figures and children and that act like children. So let us today, this moment, next hour, let us be adults, mature. Breathe in as practice for those moments when you've been in traffic for 2 hours and then you have to come and clean out a three bedroom condo in and she did it all night because I left at midnight or 11 and they still weren't done. They had a big tank, a fish tank they had to empty, and all these things were not planned in advance. They had so much going on in their life that last minute I go in, try and help, and I get criticized later for not being perfect in my job. Breathe, deep breath in, blow it out. Those type of situations is why I every morning start, today is going to be my peaceful day. And even under those circumstances, I had a peaceful day because I observed a mental illness in that moment where somebody is cursing and upset because they didn't plan ahead for this big job of move. Have you ever done a move out from a big house or anything? There's a you end up, look at all the shit I have accumulated and I don't know what to do with it now. Should I take it? Should I leave it? And that's the situation that I was in. All this stuff. The last day you have to move out. In fact, the 5th of the month, you're 5 days late moving out. And I go in anyway. Life happens. That's why breathing will help your body stay out of stress. Because yesterday when I talked to this person, oh, I'm feeling sick. It's just been too much. It's stress, stress, stress. Yeah. And you didn't want to breathe either. So let's breathe. Let us breathe together now. And let's hope you'll remember as we do. So I'm going to put on the Heart Taurus video for any of you who want a little piano music and who want to visualize what your body is doing as we go through the joint rolling, because I'm going to roll joints as we listen to the heart, watch and observe the Heart Taurus as we move our bodies, because this is the energy that we are putting out. This is your sacred geometry in motion. Let's get on our back and feet together. Feet together. All right, let's get up. Let's rock side to side and stimulate your spinal cord. You don't want to have discs that are all stuck together. That's why it's always good to do stretching in the morning, in the day. Roll over, push up, and let's come back to sitting. How are we feeling after? That was a quick joint roll, but I love the music. I hope you love the music and the visual of your joints rolling around in an energetic way. Aura, you're producing this beautiful aura. Your heart torus, it's called. And so let's just continue a little with the vagus nerve stimulation, because the vagus nerve running from the brain stem all the way down to, actually the branches go out all the way to your feet. And that nerve is the biggest nerve in your body. And it really does help build your immune system when you give it love. We're just giving love. Fly, fly, fly. First, love yourself. That's what we do in the morning. We don't love anybody else, especially don't love grandchildren first. No, they're in a whole nother world. You love them after you get up, but you take care of you first. Breathing in, feeling that all the way to my toes, down my legs. Shake it off, and let's just tap in here. Let's just this is get an immune system boost, because the fear is starting, and there's one thing you want to do is just keep tapping. This is your thymus gland in here. Big part of your immune system. Making sure you love on it every day. Under the ears, if you pull down gently under your ears and into your collarbone in here. This is where your lymphatic glands are positioned to help dump what you don't need, whether it's a viruses, bacteria, a fungus, gas, whatever. Just massage around the ears, and then tap on the arms right here in the inside of your elbows. A good stimulating spot for getting rid of inflammation, which is pain. All the way down, all the way down, all the way down. Woo! We give thanks, and always end in gratitude. I end my day in bed in gratitude. I don't care what happens. Even the challenge I had helping a friend move out, I gave thanks for all the lessons that I learned in that situation. They weren't easy, but I learned a lot. So let me see who's here this morning. We got Robert Paris. What is she saying? I am heart. I am breathing. Thank you. Let me show. She's doing a. Thank you. She's moving, and I always appreciate Robert Paris, Mama Z, sharing what she's doing in her limited physical state. She does more than a lot of people who have full mobility of their body. So thank you, Mama AZ, for coming in. We appreciate all that you are sharing with us. Her journey is so unique, so amazing. I learn so much from her every day. When she calls, I just stop and listen, because that sister is talking to birds talking to her, and I'm learning how to do the same. Because I have red cardinals show up every day now. It used to be now and then, but now it's like I'm sitting on my son's patio and a red cardinal flies by. And 963B for you. Dr. D is in the house. She said, nice. True stretching is helping movement of my body improvement. is yes, stretching. You know, every day, if this is one stretch that I think has really helped my spine, is stretching over your head like this. Just stretch, stretch, stretch. When you sit up in the bed, you know, start your stretching in the bed. Everything starts in the bed. Stretch, stretch, stretch. And then when you get up, try and touch your toes. Even if you can't touch your toes, keep trying, because you are really giving this spine, you're giving the spine a good stretch, which will help prevent back problems in the future. If your back is stiff, you haven't been stretching it, you're going to have back problems, because life is meant to be moving and turning and all that. So it's a good idea to stretch, and especially do some body turns, like easy like this, to get that spinal cord flexible. The more flexible you are, the easier life happens. So let's go to my studio. I'm going to put on the video again. And while I go to my studio, we got Dr. Ardis in the house. And he's going to show us all the lies that we've been hearing about lupus. It's amazing. He actually, Dr. Ardis is someone I interviewed like 2 or 3 years ago on my show. For 2 hours, we had an interview, and he shared about his experience with lupus, how he healed his sister from lupus, which they claim was incurable, but he did it. And he's going to share from his email video that he sent me what happens and how the lie, we've been told so many lies about lupus. Oh my goodness, you might be angry. Try not to be angry when you hear the truth about this disease, because it's like COVID and this next little fiasco they're planning. The pandemic is here, started on the ship. Okay, let's not get involved with the ship. The ship has sailed. We got the message, and you're sending out anonymous people to bring fear now. So we'll be right back after I get to my studio. All right, we are here in the studio, and let's get started because I don't want you to miss any parts of Dr. Bryan Ardis. I think he's a chiropractor, but he owned his own chiropractic business for years. And as I said, his sister, he had the opportunity to help his sister get well from lupus. So his expertise is like 110%. And I want you to hear what he has to say first, and then we can talk about what do we do going forward, you know, to avoid lupus and any other conditions they want to come up with and put a drug on it. So let me bring in Dr. Ardis, who sent me this email just the other day, and that's when I decided to share this with you. It's an email video, and he does a show every day. In fact, I hope you'll connect with him, because he is just so full of knowledge. And this picture right here demonstrates how in lupus, you usually get this symbol here or this symptom here on your face. And so that's why he's got this. But let's just start off.
They do not want this conversation happening, so we're doing it live. Hi, I'm Dr. Bryan Ardis. I want to personally invite you to something very different, an event called Uncensored with Elizabeth Carson, the banned conversation they don't want you to hear. This is not a typical health talk. This is a entire life. So I literally set out on a quest for the next 12 years to learn as much as I could. December 5th. InPerfectLimited.com/experience. I will see you at Uncensored. Hi, everybody. I'm Dr. Bryan Ardis. This is the Dr. Ardis Show, and this is a very special podcast over a very specific topic in health that affects over 1.5 million people across America. And a lot of people who follow the Dr. Ardis Show, you may be one of them, have written in, called in, and requested that I do this very specific topic.
Now, this video is almost 2 hours. I am not going to be playing the whole video, but I'm going to play the beginning, especially to help you meet this man and understand his knowledge level and the importance of the difference between the sick care system, how it treats or explains diseases, and the holistic doctor like Dr. Ardis, who brings you the truth.
Today's podcast is everything you need to know about lupus, systemic lupus erythematosus, or any of the other 3 forms of lupus they now have defined as also being lupus. So as many of you know, my entire life becoming a doctor, you even knowing who I am, is actually related to when I was 21 years old. A younger sibling in my family was diagnosed with lupus, and this literally transformed my entire life. So I literally set out on a quest for the next 12 years to learn as much as I could, either go into med school, chiropractic school, acupuncture school, nutritionist. I've learned a lot over how the human body works and what are the root causes of diseases, including lupus. And so as we dive into this condition, we're going to define what lupus is here. We're going to define how many people are affected. You might be shocked that 9 out of 10 people diagnosed with lupus are actually one specific gender. And I hope you're paying attention because this affects millions, like I said. Okay, so before I even dive into this very specific topic, there's something I need to say here. Lupus doesn't kill people. They'll tell you there's no cure for lupus, but there are 3 primary drugs they give to all lupus patients who are diagnosed with lupus. It's called methotrexate, Plaquenil, which is hydroxychloroquine, and prednisone. And what ends up causing death or mortality of those stricken with lupus or diagnosed with lupus symptoms is actually a side effect of all the drugs. My parents were told this many years ago when my younger sibling was diagnosed with that. So this is not unknown to the medical profession. Over time, as you swallow those pills to reduce your pain and inflammation, they will destroy your kidneys and your liver over time. And you will die when those organs fail. So just know that about lupus. Also, medical professionals, including rheumatologists, are told in med school that parasites do not exist in America as they go through med school. Well, exciting times just this week. This is April of 2026. Just this week, Dr. Bryan Ardis, Dr. Omar Aman, and Carmen Aman, his son, are actually the 3 only authors on a currently peer-reviewed published research paper, which is now being published in a cancer journal. And it directly ties colorectal cancer, and 1 in 5 people being diagnosed with that right now in America, which is supposedly the #1 killing cancer among young adults, is solely responsible and caused by protozoa parasite infections in the intestines.
Now, this is the biggest revelation that he brings us, that as most diseases are caused by parasites, he's also reminding us that lupus, again, he's going to start into that. He gets into this for almost 2 hours, how the parasite is really what is the problem for most disease. Now, for those of you who don't know, Michael Jackson was diagnosed with lupus. And you can imagine the types of drugs that Michael Jackson was on after that big fire from his Pepsi commercial accident, that his body was so flooded with not just pain pills, but maybe more drugs like Dr. Ardis mentioned to treat the lupus. But how many of us know whether Michael Jackson was trying to get rid of parasites? Probably not. My theory for Michael Jackson is he became the music he produced, and that music is what kept him alive 25 years after that Pepsi incident. And as we all saw, he got worse with his skin, with his health and all that, because I think of the stress, as Dr. Ardis points out.
And that research paper of 10 years of data was just peer-reviewed and published this week. And you will see a media blitz by myself educating the audiences here throughout America that there's a direct link to cancers and misdiagnosis of cancer with parasite infestations and infections. And we've been able to prove it. And now it's published in a cancer research journal. It is no different for lupus. If you have lupus, you have parasites. If you have rosacea, you have lupus. You just haven't been diagnosed with lupus yet. But what causes the redness on your cheeks? Worsening redness of your cheeks over time becomes a full-blown butterfly rash, which then you're going to be told is a sign or symptom of lupus. So every dermatologist, pay attention. If you're treating somebody for rosacea, they have parasites in their spleen. They have a parasite.
And I would say, not to mention, their liver is probably overloaded because of all the drugs, the stress, and more, because the liver is always affected when you have skin problems, or vice versa. Your skin problems, in my experience over almost 40 years, every time skin problems show up, that indicates that your liver is not able to, and your lymphatic system is not able to drain or get rid of all the toxins. So they've come through the skin because all the other avenues of exit for toxins are blocked.
They will be diagnosed with lupus. And as you give them antibiotic creams and steroid creams, of which never treats parasites, you are only prolonging the inevitable of an autoimmune diagnosis of lupus. So you might want to pay attention to this PowerPoint in this presentation. So for the millions out there with you suffering with lupus, suffering the side effects of the drugs most commonly prescribed to you for the rest of your life for a disease they say is incurable, which, by the way, is a flat-out lie. You can cure lupus. Parasites are the underlying cause for most lupus. Kill off the parasites in 3 months or less, you don't have lupus anymore. I've done it over and over with patients in my practice. All right, so let's see if we can educate you on what the medical science says about lupus, what the medical profession says about lupus, and then what has medical research confirmed are natural solutions to reduce the side effects and symptoms of lupus, reduce the side effects of kidney failure from prednisone. I'm going to show you the research studies. There's some nutrients that you can get at the Dr. Ardis Show at specific therapeutic ranges I recommend that prevent kidney failure from prednisone, which is one of the drugs they give you for life and one of the side effects of those drugs in lupus patients. All right, so if you know anybody suffering with lupus, please share this podcast. There's a lot you're going to learn here, I think. Also, if this affects you or someone personal to you and you want to get them this PowerPoint that has all the research studies, highlighted, linked, conclusion, powerful, amazing statements in them, the claims of the nutrients in them that are so beneficial with lupus, if you want to share that with anybody you know and love, go to the resources tab at the Dr. Ardis Show, find the little blue window that says Natural Solutions for Lupus, click it, download it, it's free, and then just email it out to everyone or download it on your phone and show it to your friends in the next break room at work, at your next lunch break. Doesn't matter. It's all free. It's at the resources tab at the Dr. Ardis Show. All right, so let's dive in. I'm going to go through a PowerPoint here. I hope you enjoy this, and I hope this answers a lot of questions for people who are wondering, what do I try with lupus when my joints all hurt? I got rashes all over my body, intestinal issues, leaky gut syndrome. How do I fix this? Why do I have celiacs now? It's because of the drugs you're on, by the way. So if we can reduce the need and burden for drugs, even if you're taking the drugs, the actual supplements I'm going to walk you through have already been published side by side to improve the detrimental toxic effects of the drugs. So to minimize those, you might want to start taking the supplements. And if you don't know if it's right for you, tell your rheumatologist to watch this PowerPoint, send them by email the PowerPoint directly from the resources tab at the Dr. Ardis Show, and ask them to review that information with you and bring the supplements with you next time. I'm going to show you what they are. I'm going to show you what the doses are in the studies that you can apply in your own life and watch in the next few weeks, your life improve. My goal is to improve your life. All right. Well, let's dive in. Natural solutions for lupus. You can scan the QR code, put in your email, and now we have the ability to notify you once a week when we have our new health and wellness presentations. I do one a week, some health topic of some sort. And remember, you can join the Artist Club experience at the Dr. Ardis Show. If you want to ask a personal question to me, once a month I do a Q&A live. And then if I can't get through all the questions on that live presentation, then I answer all of them I record the answers, and it goes into a vault where you only have access as an Ardis Club Experience member. And you can learn more at the Dr. Ardis Show. All right. This is lupus facts and statistics from the Lupus Foundation of America. Yeah, every single medical diagnosis has a foundation or an association. This is the lupus one. All right, let's dive in. Lupus facts and statistics. How common is lupus and who does it affect? Well, they tell you. The Lupus Foundation of America estimates that 1.5 million Americans and at least 5 million people worldwide have some form of mention it here. Did you know 9 out of 10 adults that have lupus are women? So women, why are you so often diagnosed with lupus? 9 out of 10. Now, the same foundation, Lupus Foundation of America, please pay attention here. Study reveals shockingly high rates of incorrect lupus diagnosis. Wait, what? Medical doctors get it wrong? They say you have lupus, but you really don't. They misdiagnosed you. Let's read.
I think this goes to the diagnosis for Lyme disease as well, because I've had experience with people in my life who were diagnosed with Lyme disease, and it was really a false diagnosis because their life experience turned out to be more stress related and not from a little tick. I came home from a retreat in Virginia with a tick on my chest, and I broke out in a rash, but no disease followed at all. So it varies depending on your level of stress in your life.
Yeah. Okay, look, 1.5 million Americans are being told they have lupus. But check this out. A study by the Lupus Foundation of America, 3,000 adults with lupus, they found that 46% report being misdiagnosed with something other than lupus. Well, so almost half of them really didn't have lupus, or they were misdiagnosed and told they didn't have lupus, but they did. And then additionally, more than half, 54.1%, were told that there was nothing wrong with them, or that their symptoms were simply psychological. You're just depressed. These aren't real symptoms. We don't see anything wrong with you. All right, so you're either being misdiagnosed, over half of you, or not being diagnosed at all, or you're being given an incorrect diagnosis of lupus, and 46% of you. Either way, that's a lot. Okay, so as accurate as you may think medical professionals are at diagnosing autoimmune diseases, here's just one. And almost half of the time they get it wrong. Or blame you that your mind is playing tricks on you and your mind is creating all the symptoms that you have. It's just psychological. It's not physical. Those numbers should be shocking to you. They were to me. All right, so let's dive into the lupus. This is the Cleveland Clinic. Lupus is an autoimmune disease, meaning your immune system is attacking yourself. That makes your immune system damage organs and tissues throughout your body. It causes inflammation that can affect your skin, joints, blood, and organs like your kidneys, lungs, and heart. What is it? It's an autoimmune disease that causes inflammation throughout your body. If you have lupus, your immune system damages your own body instead of protecting it. And here's what lupus damages. Lupus being your immune system attacking your body. And when you're diagnosed with lupus, the immune system is attacking your skin and creating damage, blood, joints, kidneys, brain, heart, and lungs. What are the different types? I didn't even know until we built out this presentation that there's other types other than systemic lupus erythematosus, which means the whole body has lupus. Then there's these other 3 forms. Healthcare providers sometimes call lupus systemic lupus erythematosus. It's the most common type of lupus. It means you have lupus throughout your body. But then there's these 3 other types. Cutaneous lupus erythematosus. This is lupus that only affects your skin. Then there's drug-induced lupus. Hold up. Did you know that medications can make a person appear to have lupus? And that's just a side effect of the drugs, the prescriptions your medical doctors are giving you. And do you know which drugs those are? Just, prednisone's one of them. And I'm going to show you how they know this. If you have joint pain called osteoarthritis, rheumatoid arthritis, gouty arthritis, psoriatic arthritis, and they give you prednisone, did you know prednisone causes lupus?
So I'm going to pause this video here, and I want to give you Dr. Ardis's website, www.thedrardisshow.com. And I highly recommend that you go to his website and sign up for his emails. Because if you weren't impressed with that little bit, that was only about 10 minutes of his 2-hour presentation. And I was listening to it last night. I listened to almost the full 2 hours. The man, we need to pray for him because he does not fall short. He does not hesitate to give you the full facts, the full truth. And I want to spend these last few minutes explaining about parasites. Now, I've had some experts on here about parasites, and I'm starting to really understand, and being on Facebook groups of cancer patients, breast cancer patients, and reading the comments of people who are fighting diseases and what they're doing, all the things they're doing, taking all these supplements. And just with my own sister and breast cancer, I realized we didn't deal with parasites at all, because in 2004, that's like 22 years ago, I wasn't thinking about parasites. So I'm so grateful that now I have this knowledge. And it's like, no matter what disease whatever problem you're dealing with in your body, parasites are the problem. That's what Dr. Ardis is sharing, and that's what the rest of his teaching is about. If you want to listen to the rest of it, go to his website and sign up, and you'll receive regular emails from him. He even talks about nicotine, the discovery of nicotine as a cure for cancer, or a help for cancer. Let me correct that, a help for cancer. So, and people who have done it are miraculously no more cancer, because the nicotine is doing something. Not smoking it necessarily, but patches and nicotine drops. And there's something in that nicotine plant that does wonders. I've been watching on Netflix this documentary called Dope. And it takes that poor cocoa plant, the leaves of the plant in Colombia, all the way to the streets of New York, where people are addicted to cocaine, smoking it, and all that. And I just think about how we destroy Mother Earth. That's why Michael Jackson's song, What About Us, What About Us, where he talks about Earth and Mother Earth, is so relevant today, because man, the psychosis of man, the psychopaths of man are taking Mother Earth's products and destroying people's bodies, offering it. Basically, if people weren't demanding relief from pain with cocaine and fentanyl and all the other drugs, they wouldn't supply it. So part of the solution I see is we have to be more present in the lives of people in our family, in our community, to help them, to guide them to a better solution than drugs and food. Because we use food as a drug for sure. That's a crime of the day. People would rather eat their pain away than fast. This is what's, as I become more and more conscious and heal this body of all the problems I've had, it's so obvious that we would rather eat our pain away than just stop eating, which is really the solution. Stop eating. So let me just get back. I digress. Parasites. I am knowing exactly how to get rid of them, but it is not easy. It's not easy, because those little critters lay eggs. You can take a parasite formula that includes wormwood, cloves, and some other, all the things that kill pumpkin seeds are great. There's so many things that reduce the presence of parasites in your body. And I'll do another show on that eventually. But I've done one in the past, if you want to go back through my YouTube channel. Here's some advice for you if you're seriously wanting to work on cleaning your body of parasites. Number one, you got to stop eating so much, because they're going to take the food you eat and just munch on it and absorb it and get bigger. I don't care what food you're eating. The more food you're eating, the more food you're feeding the parasites. If you're not trying to get rid of them, they're going to feed on what you put in your mouth. So just be careful what you're putting in your mouth. That's the first step in parasite cleansing. Watch what you put in your mouth and what you're thinking, because you can affect the reduction of parasites in your body by your thoughts as well. But if you're constantly saying, well, I got to go to the doctor, the doctor's the only one who can help me, parasites love that because you're unconscious and you're not dealing with this temple energy like we did earlier. Heart Taurus, deal with that first. Meditate, breathing. They don't like oxygen either. So the more you're breathing, the more oxygen, those parasites are scrambling, trying to get out of your body. They don't like all that oxygen now. That's crazy, because that makes your body more alkaline. And parasites thrive in an acid environment. So if you're eating a lot of acid food, sugar, food for your parasites. Bread, food for the parasites. Those are all acid, non-living foods or chemicals to feed the parasites. So you have to have a mind of fasting to get rid of these critters, number one. Then you can start using pumpkin seeds, garlic, ginger, fermented foods like kefir and yogurt. Castor oil packs on your navel. This is something I've learned about in the last year or so, and I never really actively did it. But a friend of mine gave me this wrap that she had used, and she was no longer using it. And it has a cloth on one side, plastic on the other. It has strings that you tie around your waist. And when you rub castor oil around your navel, on your abdomen, and put this cloth on, or any cloth that produces heat in that area, and castor oil first, the ingredients of castor oil will help get to the eggs in your gut. And that's key. Because if you do all the other things to kill parasites, say for 30 days, and then you stop, guess what? The eggs are going to hatch. And that's where people have had problems getting rid of parasites or challenge, because they stop before the full process. And Dr. Ardis probably has a video on his website about the process he went through. His younger sister had lupus. He discovered parasites in her spleen. Okay, I don't know how. I don't remember. It's on. I did a show on Blog Talk Radio, and I don't think I saved that show. I may have saved it actually in my iTunes. But he discovered parasites in her spleen, and he had to go, I think it was like a year of parasite cleaning, and she was healed of lupus. So he's the expert really on how to get rid of parasites. And there's a lot of people out there who are giving teachings and ideas on how to get rid of the parasite. But number one is stop feeding them. Stop feeding them. And that's with anything. Candida shows up when you put a lot of sugar in your body. So anytime I do too much sugar in any form, like I ate watermelon all day, practically all day yesterday, because nobody else was eating it. That's a lot of sugar, natural sugar. So candida usually flares up in me if I have too much sugar of any kind. So then I do Paudiarco tea, Paudiarco, or it's called Tahibo tea. And that gets rid of fungus in the body. So I've learned to balance my over sugar consumption with Paudiarco. And I will go on a fast. I fast every week. I want to recommend you at least one day a week, you don't eat any food. Just do teas or juice or whatever, carrot juice, green juice, one day a week to get used to this process that should be part of your life. Stop eating. We're overeating and undernourishing, and that's why we have diseases showing up. And now with this new virus pandemic coming up, you better stop eating if you want to strengthen the immune system and get your lymphatic system flowing. Because the one thing that's going to affect most people is fear. This guy, as I said earlier, this anonymous guy shows up on my phone this morning in my TikTok thread, I think it was in, telling us, oh, there's nothing to worry about, this virus on the ship. But here's the things you should be afraid of. And he went on for like 2 minutes. And I'm like, wow, wow. So this is what we're going to be looking at, the fear-mongering campaign presented by Big Pharma, more than likely, because they're losing money and they need another pandemic so they can push another jab on everybody. But I learned from COVID. I hope you've learned from COVID. Don't trust the government about anything these days. But what you want to do is build up your biological computer, build up this sacred temple, and stop eating so much chemicals in our system, in the food system, because it's not really food, it's chemicals that they put in packages. Stop eating. And then once a week, just stop eating all day. And that may be very challenging if you're used to eating 3 meals a day, 7 days a week. When you stop eating one day, you're gonna think about food all day. Oh, when can I stop? When can I start eating again? I gotta eat. I have people in my life, they think that if they miss a meal, they're gonna die or they're gonna get sick or they're gonna lose weight. But listen, Tom Elamine, my breatharian friend, doesn't eat anything at all. I've spent time with him. I know it's true because I saw him, how he does it. He has emotional intelligence. He doesn't go on these roller coasters of emotions, getting upset and depressed and all. No, he's walking through Africa. Well, he's over there again. In fact, he was here briefly earlier this year. We had time with him in the park doing Tai Chi. It's on my YouTube if you want to watch it. And we spent time talking about nourishing your body with nature. When you go outside, you look, oh, the trees, thank you for your nourishment. Every time I go to a tree, I hug it and say, thank you for nourishing me. Thank you, sky, for your nourishment. Thank you, trees. Thank you, birds. Everybody in nature, everything in nature is nourishment, if you believe it is. So I'm walking around here with all this energy and I'm eating 1 meal a day. What is that about? Because our belief, our thoughts, and our attitude, and our words are what will bring you to the next level of consciousness and health, not all these chemicals that they're putting in so-called food. Now, that's my experience. That's my reality. I hope it helps you, because that's what's giving me the most amazing journey right now in my body. At 71 years around the sun, I have no pain. I'm on no meds. I have more energy than these grandchildren and my 40-year-old. So my biological age is more like 40 or 35. And my other age is 200 years old. So I'm in between there. I'm just having a good time because I've learned over the years from experience and from studying every day. I study every day. When I'm on YouTube, I want to know, what can I learn new? And Dr. Ardis shows up in my email. I listen to him. This is how you prevent the diseases that our government, big pharma, and every other corrupt institution is bringing to you. This is how you overcome them. You ignore them, first of all, and you love yourself more and more. So this is our show for today. If you're struggling with coming up with a plan for getting your health back and keeping it there, my book, From Fear to Faith and the Master Design, is all about German New Medicine and how it explains how your biological computer helps you prevent disease and deal with disease. And you can also go to my website, yourholisticlifecoach.com. I have a full program for 6 weeks that you can join. And I'll walk with you every day on the phone for a certain number of hours every week. We partner to build up your plan to help your body stay strong and resist the foolishness, the fear-mongering that's coming big time now, because they need money on you. They're going to try and make money on you, your stupidness, your ignorance. So I'm here to help you via yourholisticlifecoach.com. My email is viata@hotmail.com. Send me an email if you need help. And if you and don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you've been helped by this program, I accept donations on my Cash App, $Vieta Robinson. Always helps me because I got a car now. I didn't have a car for years. Now I just spent over $300, 2 new tires, tie rods, adjustment, wheel adjustment, and everything else is great. So I'm not complaining, but I know what's coming next. And I don't drive this car too much, I get on my bike. That's what I do. Bike, because I have grocery stores within 2 miles of me, and I go to either one on my bike, and I only go use my car if I'm going long distance. But thank you so much for helping me bring you these messages that'll help you stay healthy and strong, especially through these very challenging times that we're in. It's going to get, and I just a little word on Michael. The movie Michael is adding a whole new generation to his fan club. If you go on YouTube, all these young people are posting videos of old Michael Jackson's performances, and they're just shocked at how great he is. It's like, and that's why this movie is doing so well, is because a new younger generation has caught on to the greatness of Michael Jackson. Now, those of us who were with him in the 60s and 70s, we're like, yeah, we know he was great, and we knew all the accusations bad. So we're giving like a finger to all the Michael Jackson haters. I might go see the movie again just so I can add more to the numbers of the people who want to try and say he still is doing things that he's not doing. In fact, if you don't know yet, he was saving children from Epstein's Island. That's what Michael was doing. And that's why they said, we got to get rid of this guy. He's interrupting our plan. So go see the movie, enjoy it. The music is great. But more than anything, be the love that Michael left us, and be the love that Michael is now giving us today, because all these young people are starting to really display Michael's talents and his gifts, which is great. Just like his nephew Jafar, we got a lot of young people coming up who are becoming the new Michael Jackson. They may not ever be like him, but they're trying. And the music is what we need now. All that Diddy music is gone. Hopefully we won't hear any more of that bull that has reduced the frequency in our planet because of the words of those music. Because remember, your thoughts, your words, your attitude, and your beliefs are what will heal this planet. So remember, every morning, today is going to be my peaceful day, using your pen in hand with your brain. Today is going to be that energy from brain to pen to hand is going to create for you an atmosphere of peace. That's how it's working. So join me and the monks and all the other thousands, if not of people who are starting their day. Today is going to be my peaceful day, and I'm not going to let anybody disturb it, not even grandchildren. Not having strangers. When I go out, I say hi to strangers. How are you? I put my phone away. We don't need to have our phone out when we're walking around in public. You're going to get kidnapped or something for the distraction. So just put the phone away and connect to people eye to eye. Hi, give them a smile, because you just don't know who is on a journey to get a next fix from a drug or something. Just give them a drug of love. Let's just give out love drugs today and every day. Love drugs. Hi, how are you? How are you? Especially at the grocery store, in the aisles. Love drugs. We're giving out love drugs because that's what we need. All right. So hope this has been helpful for you. Please go out. Have a good day. Keep smiling. Love yourself more. And to all my yogi friends, namaste. Sat Nam. My native brothers and sisters, aho, aho. We got this. We got this. And ashe, 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 oh, because we are evolving in love and more consciousness. Mwah. Love you. Thank you for being here. Please share this, especially if you got friends who've been diagnosed with any kind of disease, till they know parasites. Get rid of the parasites and you'll be good. Shalom.
part to sad. I knew get a horse, look at Papa Garage. I knew I would for no Papa lag. I knew I can't put you I could get that. I knew could do on the culture destination yet. I knew could do la mother was part of that. I do free Papa that to get a horse. I knew for nas that super do I got no horse. The cook could put it in hot, yeah. The cook could put it in